Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. It's Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. So today we are talking about the Amazon Prime show, Riches. And in this particular video, as I said, I wanted to specifically talk about a lot of the storylines and kind of everything that took place in the show and my reaction to the 6 episodes. First and foremost, we need season 2 ASAP, you guys. We need season 2 ASAP because I am at the edge of my seat as far as what took place at the end, which we will get to momentarily. But basically, the show starts off with, Steven, who is the patriarch of the family, calls his eldest daughter that lives in the United States, Nina, to basically say there's something that he needs to tell her and this and that. And she's frustrated with him because she's like, listen, it has been decades. I have not heard from you in years. Why are you just randomly calling me? Because Nina was basically at an event where she was basically, up for promotion at her job, just did a big, celebration and this and that, and was out to eat at a restaurant or what have you, having drinks with her colleagues and things of that nature, and felt a certain way. Later on that day, unfortunately, Stephen has a heart attack overseas in London and is rushed to the hospital. And then it basically shows, his wife who is sleeping with their, financial person at the company. And then it shows the different kids that are trying to hurry up and get to the hospital. And ultimately, he passes away, you guys. He passes away. And so the oldest children are notified. Some of the children weren't answering when they were trying to call and let them know that their father was in the hospital. And so the oldest children, they fly out to London to attend this funeral. And except for the funeral was not the time that they were originally told, because the stepmom, Claudia, decided to move it up, you guys. She decided to move up the time, I think, to ice them out, to prevent them from showing up. So the kids still show up anyways. They end up showing up at the family home. And they decide to immediately read the will, you guys. And so Stephen did a video recording of the will, basically saying, hey, Claudia, you can get the house and you are going to be on a limited income, right? You're only going to get this amount of money per month. And, basically, as far as my fortune, all of my kids are going to split it. And as far as the company and the prime, the majority of the shares and this and that, that is going to be going to my oldest children, Nina and Simon. And that just threw everybody for a spin. So basically, from there, Claudia and her kids were trying to find ways that they could overthrow Nina. Nina really just kind of got comfortable in her role. She was, making moves. She had great ideas for the company in terms of, incorporating more black faces, because a lot of the promotion for the products of this black-owned hair care business line was, for mixed people. And it didn't make sense, being that this was black-owned, that, why aren't we showing black faces and, all shades of brown in our campaigns, and only, showing a certain look, right? A one-track pony type of mindset. So she had some great ideas. She named a new person to be the face of, the company in terms of all of the promotion and the ad campaigns and so forth to promote the brand. And everything pops off, you guys, at this event, because there are secrets that are happening. Somebody deleted Nina's father's emails. Maureen did that, but she blamed it on this other lady that worked at the company. So she shows up drunk to basically expose these people, and expose also that Andre, the financial person at the company, is sleeping with the mom, is sleeping with Claudia, and the kids are completely shook. They are upset and everything else. And all of the kids have their issues, you guys. All of the kids have their issues. Gus, he thinks that he should be the person that is, taking over, because he's the only, he's the eldest son or what have you out of, Claudia's children. And he feels that he should just be the successor just because of who he is and everything else. Except for he has no experience, you guys. He has no experience. He has no business acumen. All he wants to do is party, you guys. All he wants to do is party. He wants the title of CEO, but he does not want to do the work involved that comes with being a CEO. And that's the issue. Because why are you letting your friends just run up your tab at various bars and nightclubs and, spend all of your money, do all of these things, and you just don't care, right? And then Alicia, she is the most successful out of Claudia's kids. She is the only smart one who had, saved up her allowance money, who used her influence money to basically, buy and pay for all of her properties, have her financials in good standing and everything else. So she doesn't have to worry about money, right? And then we have Wanda, you guys, who is with a guy, Luke, who is basically an opportunist, is basically using her because she's comes from a rich family. And it comes out later that he was somebody who leaked to a journalist all of these negative things and these secrets about the family. And the biggest secret of all being that somebody stole 20 million in pounds out of this company. And if they do not hurry up and get on the right track and get back to, selling products and everything else, that the company is going to go under, you guys. The company is going to go under. So they're trying to work hard to, get some different campaigns out there. And so with the positive press in terms of who the new face is that was named, they quickly sold out of a lot of their products, you guys. They quickly sold out. But the problem is now they need distribution. They need distribution and, finding ways to directly get to the consumers faster so that there's not going to be a situation where things are sold out this quickly and the demand is so high that they cannot keep up with it. So there were different ideas. Everybody was trying to work behind the scenes, though, still to try to undermine Nina. Her brother Simon is just not interested in this company at all. He just wants to be in New York with his boo and, get a surrogate and, or adopt a child, however they're going to, do their process. So he's not thinking about running this company, you guys. He is not thinking about it at all. But Claudia is a hoot, you guys, because she just does not take no for an answer, and she's always about the the get rich quick scheme, and not the best scheme in terms of long term success. So she continues to get exposed, you guys. And then we have Gideon, who is supposed to be, Steven's right hand, except for we find out later he's actually the thief, you guys. He is actually the thief and got exposed, but then he flips it at the end on Claudia and is like, hey, I also know what you did to your husband, because although he had cancer, he never actually had treatment. So therefore, you did something. Either you poisoned him or you had been trying to kill him off for a period of time, and it ultimately led to his heart attack in the end. And when the time is right, I am going to expose you. And not only that, the other big secret was that Claudia's daughter Wanda is not Steven's, you guys. He did a paternity test on all of the children because he had suspicions about Claudia that something was not right, and he was right about his suspicions. And then ultimately he was trying to adopt Wanda, but it got denied because by the time he was trying to adopt her, because it sounds like he might have just did these DNA tests recently. So by the time he wanted to adopt Wanda, she was already of age. She was already legally an adult, and they could not do that anymore at that point in time. And then also, I think one of my favorite scenes was basically they were trying to vote out Nina, and basically Andre and Claudia came up with this scheme of, hey, we are going to have, a larger brand, a larger white brand, give us 150 million pounds, and they are going to basically influx a lot of cash for us so we can quickly get these products out and we can quickly get some income, and we'll name, Gus and Alicia the co-CEOs for now while we try to, get ahead of this. Except for the deal ultimately was not completely finalized when they had all these big ideas and they had this shareholder meeting where basically Claudia went behind the scenes and pretty much convinced all the shareholders to vote for this partnership and really sell the money and everything else. And then we find some interesting shareholders that got exposed last minute, one being Nina and Simon's mom, who technically this was her company, this was her baby, but she votes against because she wants her kids home, right? She wants her kids home and does not want them to have anything to do with this company or anything associated with their father, and which is a shock to Nina. And then also another shareholder was also a guy that Nina had been seeing on the low that she had met off of this app, you guys, and he was fine. His name was Rishi, and essentially they were sleeping together. They did not know each other. They did not know what each other did for a living or who their families were, this and that. And so basically, Rishi just inherited, his father's companies, his father's businesses, his father's money, and also the shareholder, stakes for this hair care brand. And so he was running on limited information and was trying to tell Nina, hey, this isn't personal. I just, this is all that I have to go on. I don't know too much about what is happening. And I think he really likes Nina. So I hope he comes back for, future seasons if the show does get renewed, because he seemed like he really wanted to know her because they weren't using their real names or anything else. And he kept trying to ask questions to get to know her. And then things, I think, just kind of, ended abruptly because he voted against her in that vote. But he was trying to explain to her, business and personal are separate here. So there was that. And also, I'm trying to think what else happened. There's so many great things that happened on this show. It sounds as though Alicia, she was probably the most open of Claudia's children to work with Nina. She saw the vision, and however, for whatever reason, she felt as though she was kind of, sidelined from the company by the father because of the fact she was simply a woman. But she really had some great ideas, and she has a great eye for a lot of things that are trending because she's an influencer. So she is able to kind of come in, and she came in at the right time where there was some complaints in a Facebook group that was being created complaining about some of the products and burning their edges. And then they found out basically about 2,000 or so of the products were not properly, put together with the right ingredients, which is why, so many people had different reactions. So they were trying to rectify that as well. And then ultimately, as they're waiting for these deals to finalize, with the new company, with the 100 million pounds, that, ultimately forces out Nina, actually Gus had a great idea about, expanding into skincare, except for the company they just partnered with basically told them, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. You guys are not going to be doing that because we already have a skincare line, and that would be a direct competition to us. So they felt a certain way because Alicia and Gus are basically like, wait a second, like, how are we co-CEOs and we can't do anything? We can't make any decisions. This is just like before, but without the money. Then from there, also, Maureen is keeping all kinds of secrets. Like I said previously, she was the one who set up another employee by deleting Steve's emails under their account and deleting everything off the cloud. However, with IT and hackers, they were able to retrieve things. However, I don't think Nina had the time to go through all of her father's emails yet, but she was in correspondence with Gideon enough to fly out to Zurich and find out, what his father was hiding. And so she not only found out that he was trying to see, a second opinion on his cancer diagnoses, but also she had found some additional paperwork that was hidden in a vault, which exposed the paternity test, which exposed that Wanda was not Steven's child, you guys. And so that was very interesting. And so she used that as a bargaining tool with Claudia that, hey, I'm going to tell everybody about this if you do not shut down this deal. And so Claudia had to acquiesce to that as well. But basically, they were getting closer to who stole the 20 million, and basically Gideon had framed Andre. So they really had to do some digging behind the scenes to, recover what actually happened here. So that was an interesting take. So ultimately, they expose Gideon and work out some type of deal. They start to receive back the money into the business account of the money that was stolen. And ultimately, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Gideon, but I think he's still going to be a factor on the show. And Andre's still a part of, the brand. He was previously fired, but now is more than likely going to be back a part of the company. Maureen ends up, resigning once Nina comes back as CEO at the end, you guys. And it was very interesting timing. Why was it interesting timing? Because we find out at the end of the show, as Nina is going through some of the paperwork in the vault, that there were earlier wills that were drafted by Steven where he is saying all my children except 4. Instead of there being 5 children, there is now 6 children, you guys. So he had a side baby somewhere that they do not know, the family does not know about. But not only that, that Nina and Simon in particular are completely clueless about. And they're trying to figure out, okay, who is this? Where did this come from? And blah, blah, blah. And we get the end of the scene, you guys, of the secretary that Steven gave this money to. She has a baby with him, you guys. She has a baby with him. This child comes home and hugs his mom. And we're like, oh man, this sets up for a really good season 2, because season 2, there's going to be a lot that's taking place, you guys. For one, Gus just, hustling backwards and trying to fight a police officer and get him beat up. And now that police officer is going to go after everything that Gus loves, which currently now is a girlfriend that he has. Also, Wanda at some point in time is going to have to discover that she truly is not Steven's daughter. And she is going to not only be upset with her mother, but she's also going to be upset with Alicia and Nina, who also stumbled upon this information as well, for never telling her, you guys. And then also it is going to set up a next great season, because I think we will potentially get some flashbacks or get a death investigation into Steven's heart attack that will trace back to Claudia, that, maybe there was something in his system, maybe there was something that he was drugged that caused the heart attack. His body may be exhumed, possibly, to find if there was anything else that took place that possibly could have, led to his untimely death, since he didn't start his cancer treatment or anything of the sort that would have, precipitated any type of heart attacks or strokes to take place. So I think there's a lot there. And I think also the future of Rishi and Nina's storyline, I don't think that their relationship is over. I just think due to the circumstances of finding everything out about each other the way that they did, it didn't really set up for them to, have the important conversations they needed to have about the future of their relationship. So I definitely think that is in their future. Also, I do not ship Andre and Nina. I see people online that are shipping Andre and Nina, and that is a no for me, you guys. Not only was he with the stepmother, he was also with somebody else, on the staff, and that's too messy, you guys. That is too messy. You guys see what's going on with TJ Holmes and how people messing with multiple people in the workplace is not it, you guys. And I don't want to see a situation where Andre is just trying to go through the different family members, to hook up with them or whatever, and get clout and get money and get whatever else. Like, I feel like him and Nina are great as frenemies and working together to make the company successful. And I also believe if they can figure out the direct to customer process, as well as, developing other brands, expanding into skincare, I think would be perfect. I think also the mom, Nina's mom, is going to be interesting, because she also was the shareholder. And, it's going to be interesting if she will end up coming to London or not, if she will change her tune. It's also going to be interesting if Simon ever makes the move to London, but I think eventually he might. I think he is going to spend more time with his siblings, and they're going to get closer, and he is going to want to be closer to them instead of flying back and forth to the US. So I think there is a lot of good stuff that sets up for season 2 and beyond. And I just hope everybody streams, you guys. I just hope everybody streams and watches the show. I love the love scenes too. The love scenes were pretty cool as well. Like I said, it was just amazing. The storylines were amazing. The way that the secrets were uncovered and the twists were amazing. Everything was just, you know, high powered. I was at the edge of my seat, just anticipating how this vote was going to go, anticipating how Nina was going to come out of anything that she was in. And it just really, you know, I was just really happy with, you know, the show, the 6 episodes, and how everything came together. So there's that. I know it's a little long, but I really wanted to just give this show its flowers because it's an amazing show, you guys, and you are not going to be disappointed. And for those of you who have not seen it yet and still wanted to watch this and see kind of what I said on some of the spoilers of the show. So there is that. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. What did you guys think of the show? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What were your storylines were your fave? What characters were your fave? What twists, you know, did you find interesting? Please let me know in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.